Hello, Mechwarriors. Today we're doing a review and a match in the Moonwalker. This is the Moonwalker, the hero mech that they were giving away during the Lucky Charms event, and I picked one up. I really dig this mech. First off, you get an energy point, and you get 4 missile points, albeit one of them is kind of an odd position, and then you also get 4 ballistic points. It's not a bad deal. And I've loaded this up with, you guessed it, ATM missiles, but not as many as you would think. I also went with 4 Proto 2s for defensive weapons, and I think they do really well, and they seem to do really good firing and have a really good cooldown time, at least by my standards. And I went with 3 ATM 12s. As you can see, you get 2 ATM 12s up high, and then one of them that's close to the cockpit. And I put these on chain fire to fire, and then I alpha strike with the Proto 2s. They seem to work rather well, and I'm rather impressed with this overall build. And this makes it into my third one of the Mad Cats. I think this paint scheme is just striking. Here we find ourselves in the mech lab, and as I said, I have 3 ATM 12s on board. I do have an option for having a missile point in the center torso, which could be either an SRM-6 or an LRM of some kind, or it could just be 2 tons of ammo. I didn't feel like going with an ATM 3 because I figured that the 3 ATM 12s and the 4 Proto 2s was more than enough. Besides, I needed places to put ammo. So for ammo, I've got 1 ton of ammo for each one of the Protos. They're going to be used as defensive weapons and anything that gets within 60 meters. Now, they do have a little bit of range on their own to speak of. And that range is 600 standard meters in optimum range. Maximum is 1200, but we know what maximum range. It's like 0.5 damage at 1100 meters. It's really not that much. So I like to think in terms of optimum range. And of course, I always skill out my mech with maximum range if I can. So this actually has an optimum range of 690 meters. When you come to the ATMs, they have a standard range, maximum range of 1100 at optimum damage. Now, maximum damage that they do in the 60 meters to 245, or in this case, 60 meters to 281 meters, they actually do 30 damage each. So that means if I fire all 3 of these at once, that is 90 damage that I'm putting out in that 60 meters to 280 meters, in addition to the Proto 2s. And yes, I can fire all of these weapons simultaneously. It's not a problem. Why is that? Because I have really good heat management. So for these 7 weapons, I have a heat management of 1.35, which is stellar. I have a firepower of 80, but that's based on the ATMs doing 24 damage. So they're actually doing 18 more damage on top of the 80, so that's actually 96 damage. Yeah. I think that's right. Let's calculate that out. 24 6 is 18, so it's actually 98 damage. My bad. Any rate. And then I have a speed of 63, so that makes this thing quite cool and also quite tanky. For quirks, we're not getting a lot out of this here. We're getting a chest ECU build bonus of 30, yay, and reverse speed of plus 30. But when we go to the skills tree, you can really see where I take advantage of it. And the reason I got the Moonwalker wasn't because of the skills, it's because what I can do with this thing. And I've done with several of the Mad Cats. I even have one of them where I did 4 ATM 12s on it. It was difficult, but I did it. So when we come and look at the skills tree here, maxed out on range, as mentioned. Heat management, well, I went 10 points into that. I went full velocity. I did go with extra ammo. I'm not worried about anything else here because none of these things really apply to the Protos. But I did go with extra ammo, tighter spread, more chances of doing crit damage. All three of these are always maxed out for me. Skeletal density, armor hardening, reinforced casing, 2 points in overheat damage. This mech honestly doesn't get hot. Even in override and firing my weapons a lot, it gets a little hot, but it doesn't get overheat hot. Cool run heat containment because I'm in override. And then I went with 3 points of radar deprivation and 4 points into sensor range. And then 2 cool shots on a UAV, and of course the cool shots are maxed out to do maximum amount of efficiency. In the event that I should need them, I have them. As far as the weapons go, I think these actually do really well, and the big deal for me on these is they only do 2 damage each. Or 2 damage each for what they do. So why didn't I go with like AP Gauss? It's simple. The range on AP Gauss is terrible. This has got 600 meters standard. When we look at AP Gauss, 270 meters. It's a no-brainer, honestly. It really is. Now, if I did go that route, I could have extra space on board, but look, I've got maximum amount of weight or tonnage used here, so I'm really not going to be able to take advantage of it. And those are only going to be good to 270 meters. Honestly, on an assault mech, I feel like they're really kind of a waste. So the big deal for these is to go with these. They have a decent cooldown time of 0.8 seconds. So that means every second I can fire them again. And after 4 volleys, I actually get a bonus on top of that 1 second. You'll figure it out. So for ammo, like I said, I've got 4 tons of ammo. And then for ammo for the ATMs, it's not a lot, honestly. I've got 5 tons of ammo, which is not even the bare minimum. But I figure this is going to spend a lot of its time doing firing with the protos and firing with these. And the advanced sensor package is going to allow me to get a lot more of my rounds on target better, because I'm going to be able to see the targets better. So that's really where this comes down. As an alternative, if you wanted to go a different route on this, go with 2 Proto 4s, and that'll save you a little bit of tonnage, and I'll show you what that looks like. So you take these 2 guys out, and you go with 2 Proto 4s. Whoops. And that saves you 5 tons if you figure the amount of ammo that you already have on board. And that gives you a little bit more ammo for the ATMs, but the cooldown is a little bit different. It's 1.5 seconds versus 0.8. So for me, it was a decent trade-off. Yes, I know that the ammo is really lacking on this build, but I haven't run into a situation with this build where I needed more ammo. Anyway, the Moonwalker, there's a lot of different ways you can run this. Running this with Artemis on the SRM6s would be a good viable build, so you get 4 of those. And you're going to get 1 of the SRM6s in the center torso, so if you lose your left or right torso, it's not the end of the world. You lose both of them, it is the end of the world. And then you could do other things with the arms. You could go with like LBX-10s. That's also an option. In Override, we trust.
Reactor online. Sensors
Overtake.
online. Weapons online. All systems nominal. Override engaged.
They might go to our base, by the way. I just remembered this is assault mode.
Affirmative.
We should have some eyes to the right.
Affirmative.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out towards Fox 7. Remember, they can go all the way out to Fox 8 and Gulf 8 to come back to our base.
That's just cowardly.
Visual, Delta 7, Delta 8.
Copy.
Thanks.
Wow, I just had an earthquake here.
Target
Target
spotted.
acquired.
Wow, look at that guy.
Target spotted.
We got some fast mechs. Go for their base, maybe.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Sorry, 20.
All good, all good. Keep shooting, but not my
Target
back.
spotted.
New target acquired.
Hey, not my back.
Wasn't me.
New
Target
target
spotted.
acquired.
We got a Kintaro Fox, Delta 7. He was up high. I think he still is.
New target
Target
acquired.
spotted.
Warning,
Target spotted.
incoming missile. New target acquired.
Happening around the corner there. Watch out.
New target
Target
acquired.
spotted.
Lima's fresh.
Base is being captured.
And
Affirmative.
New
Target
target
spotted.
acquired. Target
assistance.
destroyed.
he's dead.
Target acquired.
I just cut Gulf in half.
Target spotted.
Gulf's one shot. And so mine.
Heat sink destroyed. Ammo at 25%.
Good night, Bills. It was a fun match, though.